So here's how this 8-stage change process works. If you start with step number 1, that's establishing a sense of urgency, you have a hope of the change working, right? You have some percentage chance that it might actually work. If you skip that step, you're pretty well doomed. Now, you could muscle it through, but it's going to be a whole lot of effort. It's like pushing that football player I was talking about earlier, right? You can muscle it, but it still will try to revert. If people have a sense of urgency because they looked at their own work and were convincing themselves that this is a good idea, we better get on board with this idea, it'll take light work comparatively. And step number 2 is creating a guiding coalition. If there's enough of those people who have looked at the situation and went, you know what, we need to do something about this thing, and you've established enough of a guiding coalition around that, you have a chance of getting it done. The problem is that we tend to skip over those 2 steps and we jump right down to, step number 4. What's step number 4? Communicating the change vision. Here's the change vision. Here's what we're going to do. That doesn't work. Why doesn't it work? Because you had 3 months thinking about this thing, and I just heard about it. You're 3 months more mature in your thinking. Now, your assumptions may also be off. And I know things about it that you didn't even bother to ask me. You just are saying that we're going to do this, and I know it's going to fall flat. And so I'm not going to go along with this. And then you're going to say, well, he's just a terrible, stick in the mud who doesn't want to actually do good things. No, you're a terrible leader because you didn't actually bother to ask me what I thought about it to find out what those obstacles might be. So if you go from step 1 to step 3 or 4, that's going to be much of the reason why your change project doesn't work. Got it? Okay, let's keep going. First 4 steps in the transformation process help defrost a hardened status quo. People often try to transform organizations by undertaking only steps 5, 6, and 7, especially if it appears that a single decision will produce most of the change needed. As a result, of a sense of urgency dissipates. Okay, so they jump to hey, let's communicate the change vision and let's do this 5, 6, and 7. It doesn't work though, right? Empowering broad-based action. Here's what kind of boneheaded idea might we try to do at a school? Let's offer students this, or let's do that for students. What kind of stupid idea might we just fabricate something? Something totally off the wall.
Free lunch, right?
Free lunch, come on, bigger than that. Free lunch.
Okay. I mean, it was stupid, I thought.
Bigger.
Be free.
Free iPads.
Free iPads. Okay. So yes, we are going to give all prospective students free iPads. That'll get them here. Now, will that get them here? They might already have iPads. This might be a stupid idea. Somebody's done research somewhere that shows that either will or won't work, and we didn't bother to find out. The people in the enrollment department have probably already thought about that. But if we hadn't even stopped to ask them, somebody might know, right? And we didn't even stop to ask them, and we say, the way that we're going to grow this school is we're going to give free iPads. You see how stupid this is, right? I can see you smiling, so you're recognizing this is dopey. But people do this all the time. Free iPads. Now, you're going to be empowered to give out those iPads, so let's go give out these iPads. And 2 weeks later, how many iPads did you give out? You gave out 13? Great. Right? Like we're trying to do 5, 6, and 7 as if that is meaningful. We could be way off in left field because we didn't stop to ask the people in enrollment who already know that this is not a winning strategy. And then when they're digging in, going, I don't want to give out these iPads. I just want to try to go through these normal steps. They're digging in and they're not the problem. You are. Right? It's stupid, but that's what we do when we try to skip over steps 1, 2, and 3, and especially 1 and 2. Again, establishing a sense of urgency and creating a guiding coalition, so important that if you get these right, everything else has a chance. If you skip it, it doesn't. It's kind of like the forming, storming, norming, and performing, right? And if you try to be nice to your group and skip storming, what happens? You get stuck, and you can't really perform like you're supposed to, right? Same kind of thing here. So you can't skip from step 1 to step 4 and then just try to get 5, 6, and 7 and just kind of Like, but we do that. Why do we do that? We do that because we don't want somebody contaminating our plan. I spent 3 months thinking about this plan, and it's a good plan. And if these lazy good for nothings would just do it instead of digging against me, we'd be able to do it. Well, that's arrogant. Don't do that. Think through, how are they experiencing it? Right? And if you do that, you have a shot at actually getting this right.